stop for a moment. Have you noticed how meals that once felt perfectly fine now leave you bloated, heavy, or reaching for antacids late at night? Many seniors shrug this off as just old age, but here's the truth. It's not your body failing you. It's your digestion reacting differently after 65. And the shocking part? It's not junk food causing the problem. It's the everyday fruits and vegetables you've trusted your whole life. The ones sitting in your kitchen right now. That's why the title of this video says it clearly. Stop. These foods are more harmful than you think. And the thumbnail drives it deeper. Because almost every senior eats at least one of these foods daily without realizing the toll it takes on digestion. This isn't about giving them up forever. It's about understanding how and why these foods suddenly turn against your body, and what small shifts can save you from years of reflux, constipation, or stomach pain. Because digestive struggles don't just mean discomfort. They quietly steal nutrients, weaken immunity, and even ripple into heart and brain health. But once you know the hidden triggers, you can take back control and finally feel light, energetic, and comfortable again. And to prove it, in the next part we'll start with one fruit nearly every senior eats daily. Praise is a perfect snack. Yet one of the biggest culprits behind bloating, constipation, and nighttime reflux. Can you guess which one it is? Let's uncover the truth together. Bananas. Think about the last time you peeled a banana. Soft, sweet, and praise is a perfect fruit for energy and heart health. But here's the shocker. That innocent yellow fruit may be the reason you feel bloated, constipated, or wake up at night with burning reflux. Seniors eat more bananas than almost any other fruit because they're convenient and gentle on the teeth, yet your body after 65 processes them very differently. Here's why. When bananas are too ripe and spotty, they're loaded with quick sugars that spike blood sugar and leave you sluggish and bloated. When they're underripe and green, they're packed with starch your aging gut struggles to break down, causing constipation and gas. And the worst timing? Eating bananas at night. Bananas are mucus-forming and combine sugar with starch, making reflux more likely when you lie down. That sharp burning in your chest or sour taste in your mouth may not be just aging. It could be your banana snack backfiring. The danger isn't just discomfort. Poor banana digestion can block nutrient absorption and worsen reflux over time. But here's the good news. You don't need to give up bananas. One medium banana earlier in the day, yellow with just a few spots, paired with protein or healthy fat like nuts or peanut butter, gives you the potassium your heart needs without overwhelming your stomach. The real lesson? Even foods we trust can secretly stir up digestive chaos. And bananas are just a start, because next, we'll look at a crunchy fruit that's supposed to keep the doctor away. But for seniors, it often does the exact opposite. It irritates the gut and throws digestion into turmoil. Can you guess which fruit it is? Apples. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But for many seniors, that very apple may be the reason your stomach feels bloated, gassy, or painfully tight. Why? Because after 65, digestion naturally slows, and apples, especially raw ones, can overwhelm the gut. The tough skin, often coated in wax, makes it harder for aging stomach acid to break down, while the fiber races through too quickly, leaving you with cramps, constipation, or even sudden diarrhea. Have you ever enjoyed a crisp apple, only to feel like your belly turned into a balloon an hour later? That's no accident. It's your body signaling that too much raw fiber at once is backfiring. And here's the danger. When undigested fiber lingers, it ferments, feeding the wrong gut bacteria and triggering painful bloating and reflux. But apples aren't the enemy. It's how we eat them. A simple fix? Peel the skin if your stomach is sensitive. Cook apples into softer forms like stewed or baked, and always pair them with protein or healthy fat to slow digestion. Even the type matters. Tart green apples are more acidic and harsh on the stomach, while sweeter red apples are gentler. And timing is key. Midday is best, while mornings or late-night apples often spell trouble. What many seniors think is just a random bad stomach day may actually be yesterday's apple still stirring things up. And when that happens day after day, your gut stays inflamed, nutrients slip away, and your health quietly declines, all while you believe you're eating healthy. So before you grab that shiny apple on your counter, ask yourself, is this fruit really helping me feel strong, or is it one of the quiet culprits making digestion unpredictable? And if apples can do this much damage, imagine what happens with fruits even higher in acid, like oranges and grapefruits. In the next part, we'll uncover why your innocent morning orange could be the real reason reflux keeps coming back. Citrus fruits and acid irritation. What if the very fruit you trusted to protect your immune system was secretly the reason your stomach burns after meals, your throat feels raw, and your teeth are more sensitive than ever? That's the hidden truth about citrus, oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and even that morning glass of orange juice so many seniors rely on. Yes, they're rich in vitamin C, but they're also highly acidic. And as your stomach lining thins with age, that acid hits harder, leaving you with heartburn, sour burps, and even those nighttime choking fits you may have blamed on aging. Think about it. How often have you had an orange at breakfast, only to spend the rest of the morning fighting that burning in your chest? That's no coincidence. Citrus stimulates acid, and for seniors with slower digestion, it can be like pouring fuel on a fire. Over time, this constant irritation wears down enamel, worsens reflux, and keeps your stomach inflamed. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up citrus completely. The secret is when and how you eat it. On an empty stomach, citrus is brutal. The acid hits raw tissue directly. But paired with oatmeal, yogurt, or nuts, the acid gets cushioned and digests more smoothly. Whole fruit with pulp is gentler than juice, which floods your system with concentrated sugar and acid at once. And the timing matters too. Citrus late in the evening lingers in your stomach, almost guaranteeing reflux when you lie down. The simple rule? Enjoy citrus sparingly, earlier in the day, and always with food. Because here's the truth. Many of the symptoms seniors think are just old age, the burning throat, the sour taste at night, the restless sleep, often trace back to citrus. And if oranges can do that much damage, what about fruits that combine acidity, sugar, and tough skins your gut has to fight through? In the next part, we'll pull back the curtain on grapes, those tiny bursts of sweetness that may be leaving your stomach bloated, your bowels unpredictable, and your digestion under constant stress. You'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. Grapes, they look so small, so harmless, almost too innocent to ever cause trouble. But have you ever noticed how a simple handful of grapes, especially in the afternoon or late at night, can leave your stomach unsettled, your belly bloated, or your bowels rushing in ways you didn't expect? Grapes are praised as one of the healthiest snacks for seniors, loaded with antioxidants like resveratrol and often linked to better heart health. But here's the hidden truth no one talks about. Their thin skins are surprisingly tough for aging digestive systems to break down, and their high sugar content ferments rapidly in the gut. That fermentation feeds bacteria, creating excess gas that leaves you feeling heavy, gassy, and uncomfortable. For seniors with naturally slower digestion, this process is even harsher, sometimes leading to diarrhea, other times constipation, and often a frustrating cycle of unpredictable bathroom habits that can disrupt your entire day. And if you ever felt a wave of acid reflux after enjoying grapes as a late-night snack, it's not in your head. The mix of sugar, acidity, and skin fibers can push stomach acid upward, leaving your throat raw and your sleep ruined. But the danger goes deeper than discomfort. Long-term digestive stress weakens nutrient absorption, quietly draining your body of essentials like magnesium, calcium, and B vitamins. Even when you think your diet is healthy, the trap is how deceptively easy it is to overeat grapes. Because they're small, one handful so quickly turns into 2 or 3 without you noticing, and suddenly your gut is overwhelmed. The good news? You don't have to cut grapes out completely. The way you eat them makes all the difference. Removing the skins or choosing seedless varieties makes digestion gentler. Pairing them with protein like cheese or nuts slows sugar absorption. And eating them earlier in the day instead of at night gives your body time to process them before you lie down, lowering reflux risk. Even simple tricks like freezing grapes and eating them slowly, one by one, can help you enjoy the sweetness without overwhelming your system. Still, here's a wake-up call. If a handful of grapes can quietly throw your digestion into chaos, what happens with fruits and vegetables that carry even more hidden acid, stirring up reflux with nearly every bite? Up next, we'll dive into one of the biggest culprits, tomatoes. This everyday favorite shows up in salads, sauces, and soups. Yet its acids may be the very reason behind your constant heartburn, nighttime coughing, and that raw, irritated stomach lining you've been blaming on just aging. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Tomatoes. What if the very fruit you slice onto sandwiches, toss into salads, or simmer into your favorite pasta sauce was quietly fueling the fire in your chest, irritating your throat, disrupting your sleep, and slowly wearing down your stomach lining meal after meal? That's the hidden truth about tomatoes. They're praised everywhere for lycopene, antioxidants, and heart health. Yet for seniors with slower, more delicate digestion, tomatoes can be one of the biggest triggers of acid reflux, gastritis, and long-term esophageal irritation. Think about it. How many times have you enjoyed spaghetti or tomato soup, only to lie awake hours later with that burning in your chest, or wake up in the night with a sour taste climbing your throat? That's not random aging. It's the high acidity of tomatoes overwhelming the weakened valve at the top of your stomach, the little muscle that's supposed to keep acid down where it belongs. And here's the part most seniors don't realize. Every time that acid sneaks upward, it doesn't just cause discomfort. It inflames your esophagus, erodes protective tissue, and raises your risk of ulcers and chronic digestive disorders that too often get brushed off as just par getting older. It gets worse with cooked tomatoes. Sauces, soups, stews. The acid becomes more concentrated, and when combined with cheese, oil, or spices, it lingers longer in your gut, almost guaranteeing reflux if you're over 65 with a sensitive stomach. And if you live with low stomach acid, another silent change that comes with age, tomatoes can make you feel bloated, nauseous, or heavy because food simply sits there fermenting instead of breaking down. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to banish tomatoes completely. Pairing them with leafy greens or fiber-rich veggies helps neutralize acid. Cooking with olive oil soothes irritation. Eating them at lunch instead of dinner gives your stomach time to process them before you lie down. Even the type matters. Yellow or orange tomatoes are naturally lower in acid and much gentler than the classic red. And if you can't give up pasta sauce, adding just a pinch of baking soda while cooking lowers the acidity so your gut can handle it better. But here's the real question. How many nights of reflux, sore throats, and burning discomfort have you dismissed as just aging, when the truth may have been sitting on your plate in the form of tomatoes? And if tomatoes, a food most people think of as safe, can cause as much hidden chaos, what about onions and garlic, the kitchen staples that might be quietly turning your belly into a painful balloon? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. Onions and garlic. What if the very superfoods you've been told to eat for years, the onions and garlic you chop into soups, stir-fries, or pasta sauces, were quietly the reason your stomach feels swollen, tight, and gassy after meals, and why heartburn hits hardest at night? Onions and garlic may be praised for boosting immunity, fighting inflammation, and protecting the heart, but their hidden side is rarely discussed with seniors. Their natural sulfur compounds and high FODMAP content ferment inside the gut, creating gas, bloating, and painful pressure that older digestive systems simply can't handle as easily as they once did. Have you ever noticed that after garlic bread, onion-heavy stews, or a pasta sauce full of cloves, you're left burping, bloated, or even clutching your stomach from cramps? That's not coincidence. That's chemistry. In seniors with slower gut motility or fewer digestive enzymes, the sugars in onions and garlic pull in water and ferment, releasing gas that presses on the stomach and forces acid upward, causing burning reflux that often peaks at night. And the danger goes beyond temporary discomfort. Repeated reflux inflames and scars the esophagus, raising the risk of Barrett's esophagus, a precancerous condition most seniors never hear about until it's already advanced. Garlic can also thin the blood, creating risks for seniors on common medications like aspirin or warfarin, while raw onion's sharp compounds irritate the stomach lining and worsen gastritis flare-ups. Yet because onions and garlic are staples in nearly every kitchen, many seniors overlook the warning signs, blaming the bloating, burping, or burning throat on just aging. But here's the hopeful part. You don't need to give them up completely. Slow cooking or roasting breaks down some of their harshest compounds, making them gentler to digest. Garlic-infused oil delivers flavor without the fermentable sugars that fuel bloating. Even pairing them with fiber-rich foods or eating smaller portions spread throughout the week can dramatically reduce discomfort. But here's the bigger question. How many seniors are suffering every night, blaming their age for gas, reflux, and discomfort, when in reality it's the onions and garlic sitting on their plates? And if these two so-called superfoods can secretly wreak this much havoc on digestion, what happens when we move on to beans and lentils? The healthy proteins that can turn the senior gut into a fermentation chamber of cramps and gas? That's exactly what we'll uncover next. Beans and lentils. For decades, seniors have been told that beans and lentils are the perfect poor man's protein, cheap, filling, and packed with fiber and iron to keep cholesterol low and energy steady. But what if the supposed miracle food is also one of the biggest culprits behind crippling bloating, painful gas, and those embarrassing digestive flare-ups that make you nervous to eat them at a family dinner or church potluck? The hidden truth lies in compounds called oligosaccharides, complex sugars your gut simply can't digest. Instead, they march undigested into the colon, where bacteria feast and churn out gas as a byproduct. For younger people, a fast-moving gut clears that gas quickly. But in seniors, slower gut motility means the gas lingers, stretching the intestines, causing sharp cramps, and leaving you with that pregnant belly bloat that makes you want to loosen your waistband just to breathe. Have you ever eaten a hearty bowl of lentil soup or chili, only to feel your stomach swell tight hours later, keeping you up with cramps or sending you rushing to the bathroom in the middle of the night? That's not aging, that's fermentation. And here's the scarier part. Many seniors with acid reflux, diverticulosis, or irritable bowels unknowingly worsen their condition by eating beans daily in the name of heart health, not realizing that the constant intestinal pressure weakens the gut wall over time. Add in the fact that beans are high in vitamin K, which can interfere with common blood-thinning medications, and that their phytates block the absorption of calcium and zinc, and suddenly this senior superfood looks a lot less friendly. Yet the health halo around beans is so strong that few ever stop to ask if their painful gas, unpredictable bowels, or restless nights after a bean-heavy meal might actually be a warning sign. The good news? You don't have to swear off beans forever. You just need to tame them. Soaking beans overnight and rinsing them well removes much of the gas-triggering sugars. Sprouting lentils or buying sprouted varieties makes them easier to digest. Slow cooking them with gut-soothing spices like cumin, fennel, or ginger calms the digestive storm. And perhaps most importantly, keeping portions small, half a cup alongside gentle vegetables like zucchini or spinach, prevents your gut from being overwhelmed. It's about balance, not elimination. Still, the bigger question lingers. If beans and lentils, long considered safe senior staples, can trigger this much silent digestive chaos, what happens when you add in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, the cancer-fighting veggies that might actually be turning your gut into a gas factory without you even realizing it? That's exactly where we're headed next. So now you've seen the truth. Foods you've always been told are your best friends. In old age, bananas, apples, citrus fruits, grapes, tomatoes, potatoes, beans, and more can sometimes carry hidden traps that quietly chip away at your health after 65. And isn't that the scariest part? Nobody warns you that the very food sitting in your fruit bowl or on your dinner plate might be the real reason behind your stubborn belly bloat, stiff joints, creeping blood sugar, restless nights, or that sluggish energy you've been blaming on just getting older. But here's the empowering twist. Awareness is everything. These foods aren't villains. They're simply misunderstood. Once you know their hidden dangers, along with the smart swaps, cooking tweaks, and portion strategies to tame them, you get your control back. Instead of fearing your meals, you can enjoy them again with confidence, knowing every bite is working for your body, not against it. That's the real message. Aging doesn't mean giving up energy, comfort, or the joy of food. It just means eating smarter. So the next time you reach for that shiny apple, that tempting bunch of grapes, or that hearty bowl of beans, stop and ask yourself, am I eating this the way my 65-plus body need me to? Because when you do, you'll feel lighter, stronger, and healthier with every bite. And if today opened your eyes, don't miss what's coming next. Because the very vegetables most seniors load up on to fight disease may actually be turning your gut into a battlefield. And almost nobody is talking about it. Stay curious, stay cautious, and most of all, stay in control of your health. This is your time to thrive, not decline.